Thing even working? Today is October 31st. Yeah, it's Halloween. But it's also a couple of days away from the election. And I've really been kind of avoiding politics or mentioning anything on my channel. I don't know, out of fear of losing subscribers or pissing somebody off. But I mean, I've came to reality. I do the math on the watch hours I have in the next, I think, 21 years or 22 years, I'll be monetized. So I'm obviously not going to be the next PewDiePie or Guggen Squad, so to hell with it. Let's crash and burn this channel and let's talk politics. Let's just go ahead and piss everybody off, and I'm going to say what I think. I'm not crazy about either candidate. I know there's other options, but I mean, you're just wasting your time voting for them. We know it's going to be between one of the two. But I mean, you got to decide. I mean, this election's probably... Hey, we hooked up here. Hang on. Wasn't really expecting that, but I'll take it. All right, let's get back to seeing how many subscribers we can lose today. As I was saying, this election is probably the most important election in my lifetime for sure. This country's in a bad position right now due to the good old Kung Fu flu. I mean, I believe we're right on the brink of complete meltdown. The economy being shut down and all that good stuff. So, I mean, when I go to decide something, you can't hardly even use the media anymore to make a decision because it's all bullshit. You kind of just got to go with what facts are known, and the main thing is just use common sense. Just think about it. So let's look at both of them. You know, I try to ask other people. You know, you got a lot of people that are real strong either way. You know, anytime I ask somebody that leans left, you know, what's their big hate with Trump, and probably 90% of the time they say he's racist. So I mean, that was worth looking into because I mean, we really don't need a racist running the country. But when I looked into it, I think there's some confusion going on. You know, I read a lot of people's posts. It says Trump supports the KKK. But I mean, I looked for hours. I couldn't find anywhere where he openly supported the KKK. I mean, is the KKK even a thing anymore? The Ku Klux Klan? I mean, is it even real? I mean, outside maybe some broke down mobile home in the middle of the woods with 3 white meth addicts sitting around candlelight. I mean, that's probably about the extent of the KKK. I mean, what is there to support? At one time in history, they were a thing. One thing I could find really that would hold any truth to that I've seen in a debate is where they were pressuring Trump, and he did say they were telling him to denounce the Proud Boys, and he said for the Proud Boys to stand down and stand by, and that didn't sound great to me. I mean, but I honestly, I can't even figure out who the Proud Boys are. I mean, I tried to read about it. I don't even really see anything that racist. I mean, it's kind of a white version of BLM. If you're going to say one group's racist, you're going to have to say the other is. I don't know. But I don't even need to speak on that because I don't even know who the heck the Proud Boys are. He shouldn't have said that. So then I looked at the other candidate, Joe Biden. And my God, you want to talk about racist? Here, I'm reading it here. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. What the hell, Joe? Then he said, this is in reference to President Obama, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook. God dang, that a fish. But I mean, really? You got the first mainstream African American who is clean and a nice looking guy and articulate? Jesus Christ. Then he was saying, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly diverse attitudes about different things. I mean, he's literally making it sound like if you're black, you're... I don't know. How do you even get away with saying that? Those were all the more recent quotes. You go back to the older days, he's talking about he don't want his kid in school in the jungle with animals, and it's just crazy. Biden's pretty clear on his way of seeing things. No mystery there. As much as I disagree with racism, I wanted to look further before I just totally wrote Joe off because he's a racist. Next subject I ran across, seeing their differences. This one will probably, I know I'll lose a few subscribers to this. That's abortion. Of course, Biden, he's Democrat. I mean, it's no new news. He's pro-choice. Do what you want when you want. And Trump is he's against abortion outside of, what was it, rape, incest, and if it causes a danger to the mother's life. I got to be fully on Trump's side on that one. I mean, you're taking a life. I don't care how you see it. Yeah, if it's risking your life, you know, it's like any time you're thinking about taking anybody's life. I mean, if my life's in danger, then I have the right to take the life that's causing me that danger. I mean, I can see the same thing with abortion. If the mother could die having the baby, then she has the right to choose to live. It ain't no difference as if somebody runs out of the woods right now with a knife or something threatening my life. I mean, I got the right to live. But outside of that, I don't see going out to the bar at night and getting irresponsible and doing irresponsible things and, oh well, I'm knocked up, let's kill it. I can't get on board with that. We can move on to immigration, which really, I should be able to speak on that a lot more because I live here in South Texas, and I mean, I see just as many illegals as I do legals. It's starting to seem like, but I'm just torn on it. I don't know the answer to it. You know, there's a lot of bad people coming across with the good people. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, for the ones coming down here and taking over jobs because they'll do it for $8 an hour when you were paying Americans, you know, $20 an hour, and only reason they can afford it is because 20 of them will live in the same house. I mean, that's just taking jobs I don't agree with, but I know a lot of good, I know personally a lot of good illegal immigrants that are just family people like you or me, and I hate to see them deported, but you know, Trump wants to get rid of all of them. I don't know how to handle that. I don't know the best route, but again, I can't go with Biden on that either. I mean, he was he was with Obama. We seen what their idea was. They built dog kennels and shoved them all in there. So I don't know. I'm just gonna call that even. I wish I knew a good answer to that, but I don't. Then you get on to probably one of the most important things to look at, and that's the economy. That's gonna be real important in the next few years because we still ain't seen all the after effects of what shutting it down for months at a time is going to do. It's going to take a while, but it's coming. It's already really showing. I'm a small business owner that, I struggle to get by as it is, and it's destroyed it. Any small business owner knows what I'm talking about. But economy, it seemed good before the whole corona thing, before the virus. Trump obviously didn't create this virus. He dang sure didn't want a virus crushing his economy right before election. So I can't really look at anything since then. So I have to look at what it was like before the virus hit. I mean, that's just like I was saying, common sense. And it was doing real good. Then I think, well, can it be better? Let's see what Joe has to say. Oh my God. He wants to get away from fossil fuels. I mean, when you use common sense, do you know how stupid that is? Every single thing that's made, it's man-made. Everything you touch, this rod, this reel, this line, this mirror on my truck, the whole damn truck, everything has fossil fuel somewhere involved. If it's not in the processing or it's in the delivery of it. I mean, everything on this earth at this point that's man-made has fossil fuels somewhere in the process. I mean, it is what it is. It's you can't get away from that right now. When you stop producing fossil fuels in America, you still have to have it. Everything needs it, and so we're just going to buy it from overseas, which kills all our jobs and helps the other countries out. But I don't know. That's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I hear Joe, listen to the science, global warming, pollution. I don't know if it's true or not. I can't say I'm going to 100% listen to science. I mean, science has gotten so much wrong, it's unreal. Science is a good thing, don't get me wrong. We need it. They discovered a lot and they figured a lot out, but they're wrong just as much as they're right. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head they got wrong. I mean, I was taught in school that Pluto was a planet. I mean, that's what science said. It's not. I was watching a show the other night how, at one time, science taught that dinosaurs were killed off by a volcano, and now it's from an asteroid, but science was sure it was a volcano. Heck, they used to teach us all the dinosaurs had scales and were reptilian-like. Now science is saying they all got feathers. Look at their carbon dating mess that they've used to try to date everything. It's falling apart on them. I seen where they took a freshly killed seal seals live to like 20 or 25 years old, I think they say, and they used a radio carbon dating or whatever on it, and it said it was 1,500 years old. I'm not ready to turn this into a third world country and completely shut down our entire economy because they say global warming's fixing to take us all out. Even if it was true, even if in 100, 200 years we're all going to, well, we're not, we won't be here anyway, but global warming's ozone's going to kill the earth. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it at this point. Science tells me I'm from like an orangutan, an ape or something. I don't even know, but give me a break. I'm sitting here talking to you guys on YouTube all around the world on a cell phone in a orangutan ain't even figured out how to start a fire to keep warm. I mean, there's an airplane up there. I don't know if you can see the street, but we're flying around in airplanes thousands of feet in the sky, traveling the world. There's people probably sitting first class and they're drinking whiskey, and dang orangutan ain't even figured out how to make a wheel yet. Or any other species on Earth. I mean, well, they tell me the Earth's here because Big Bang. I shut up. If the Earth was any closer to the sun, we'd all melt. If it's even further, we'd all freeze. I mean, that just, bam, there you are in the perfect spot, buddy. Have fun. If the moon was any different location than we are, the tides would either swamp the entire Earth or go the opposite direction, and everything would die out and go stagnant. Don't quote me on this, but I think water is the only liquid that freezes from the top down. That way all the plant life and everything else going on underneath the surface of the water can survive. And that's just coincidental, I guess. Not to mention water is one thing we have to live, and it falls out of the sky. Hasn't fell much this year, but still plenty of it here. That's coincidental. That's sure nice. The rocks banging together to give us water. Yeah, I'm not ready to turn us into a third world country over science quite yet. So I say let's keep drilling. Let's talk about our Second Amendment. Our guns. I ain't going without guns. I just tell you that right now. I mean, I think I got at least 3 in my truck right now. I mean, to go out without a gun is just ignorant in my opinion. I mean, you tell law-abiding citizens they can't carry guns, then the criminals know we don't have a way to defend ourselves. I mean, you're just a walking target at that point. You might as well put deer antlers on your head and walk around the woods in November. But Biden is now kind of saying that he don't want to do away with all guns, just assault rifles or extended clips. Well, I mean, for starters, once you give an inch, they'll take a mile. You already know that. And he was quoted so many times in the past saying he wants to do away completely with guns. I mean, just do your research. Fact check me. But now that Texas and Florida and all these states are up for grabs, all of a sudden he don't want to take all your guns. So did he have a change of heart? I don't know. I know if I vote Republican and somehow he gets elected, that the Second Amendment's safe for the next 4 years. Then there's the whole issue on defunding the police department. Biden's been kind of back and forth on. I don't think he's stupid enough to do that. But I mean, that shouldn't even be talked. That shouldn't even be having to come up as a question. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. When the police officers murdered that George Floyd, and that's what it is, was murder. I mean, you can say what you want about his blood came back and tested for methamphetamines or what. I'm no drug expert. He was full of dope, whatever. Fact is, he'd still be alive if he wouldn't have had that encounter with them. In my opinion, they murdered him. But I started doing research on that. 'Cause, I mean, I was ready to get my BLM flag and go protest myself. It pissed me off because the media makes it sound like it happens all the time. And when you actually do the research, I look back at 2019 because it was a full year, and go double check me on it because I don't remember exactly. I want to say 9. I believe it was 9. It was a low number. 9 unarmed. That's key word. 9 unarmed black people killed by the police. I mean, that may be 9 too many. I don't know the whole circumstance. I've seen circumstances where you deserve to be shot even though you don't have a gun on you. I mean, that one kid punched a cop in the jaw through the window and started fighting for his pistol. I mean, if I punch a cop in the jaw and start fighting for his pistol, I know I'm fixing to get shot unless I can get that gun from him. Well, the guy that takes the taser from the police and starts shooting their tasers, I mean, if he tases the police, he can do whatever he wants with it. I mean, Jesus Christ, these guys have families to go home to, too. There's some cases where you're just going to get shot unarmed. But say half of them were just straight up murder like George Floyd. Say 4 or 5 a year just straight up murder. That's 4 or 5 too many. I mean, I'm not no idiot. That sucks. And it ain't just the black race. I think there's 15 whites killed, unarmed. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it happened in every race. But then I looked it up, and there's 53 million police citizens interactions a year. 53 million. Out of 53 million, you have 9 shot that was unarmed. I don't think there's a law. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I don't think you're going to get much better. As sad as that is, that crap shouldn't happen. Nobody should be shot. Unarmed person should be shot, and shouldn't get shot unarmed unless you're somehow endangering a cop's life. Then you deserve to be shot. But outside of that, it sucks. Especially if it's for the color of your skin. That's horrible, but I mean, there's going to be bad apples in any. I mean, there's bad doctors, there's bad lawyers, there's bad priests. I mean, there's going to be bad apples. I don't care what you do, what laws you make. You're never going to rid them all. And if you're hitting 9 out of 53 million, I tell you now, you defund them or pay them less, you're going to get even worse cops, and that crap's going to happen even more often. But once I used common sense, like I said, and I looked into all these things, that's just, I'll be going to vote for Trump this week. If that pisses you off, if you hate me now, then just somewhere on there's an unsubscribe button. I don't hate you no matter what you vote for, but I'm not that big of a sissy either. I don't get all in my feelings. Now the question is, who do I think's going to win? I think without a doubt we're screwed, or at least I'm screwed, because liberal point of view, small business, especially in Texas, that's almost completely ran by fossil fuels, is done for. But I don't see no way to win with. I mean, the left, you got to admit, they've done everything in their power since the day he came down the escalator to destroy him. I mean, it's like they're having psychotic episodes. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it started just, they started kind of easy on him and just trying stupid stuff. Oh, he said to grab him in the... He hired a hooker. That was a funny story. You guys ever read the story where Trump hired the hooker? That was long before his presidency, but it was that porn star, I don't remember her name. She said he made them watch Shark Week together while she spanked him with his magazine or something. It was some weird crap. The guy is strange, but that didn't work. Oh yeah, and some Russian hookers were peeing on him or something, or he was peeing on them, I don't remember. Then came all the Russian involvement and all that with elections, and that was all proven wrong, and then they tried to impeach him, and that didn't go as planned. And in the meanwhile, everybody that could sink Hillary was dying left and right of suicide. they'll go to that extent. They'll dang sure cheat an election, especially one where you're having to deal with mail-in ballots and county drop-off boxes and crap where you're voting out of your car and handing somebody else your dang vote, hoping they turn it in. I mean, it's just this whole process. There's no possible way I see them playing by the rules. So no, I do not think we'll see President Trump for another 4 years, but all you can do is hope and pray. That's how I see things, so whatever. I read the things that people have similar views to mine. I mean, I know what's coming. Now I'm a racist. Believe what you want. I mean, at this point, I'm so sick of hearing you support the American flag or if you support a certain party that you're just automatically racist. That crap's gotten so stupid. You call me what you want. Just because you say it don't mean I am. I think I know what I am better than what you do. I mean, you can call me a dragonfly. That don't make me a dragonfly just because you call me one. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll lose half my subscribers or maybe more than that. Whatever. Like I said, if you disagree with me, I don't hate you. It is what it is. I don't think no different of it.